Hello, my name is Newbie. I'm an artist, an old lady at heart with way too many hobbies, so I've started talking about them online. I have been quite the procrastinator when it comes to updating you about my recent crochet projects, but I'm choosing to do it now. It's been a little while since I filmed these clips. It's been probably about 2 weeks since I filmed these. It's nearing the beginning of October now, and when I filmed these originally. It was towards the beginning of August, if I'm being honest. But I wanted to give you an update of what I've been working on in the background. I've made pot holders for coworkers' birthdays. I've made a new bandana. Actually, I can show you. This lovely bandana, a little sneak peek for later. And I loved this yarn. It ended up being kind of calico, and I added a little bow to the bottom of it because I thought it needed some jazzing up. The bow looks really wonky like that, but you'll have to trust me, it turned out pretty cute. And I also worked on my 6-day star blanket, which I have right beside me actually. And I've also, sneak peek, I've been knitting away, learning how to knit. That'll be a separate video, but I've been working on my star blanket pretty diligently up until recently when I've switched to knitting. But I wanted to go ahead and give you a little sneak peek at what I've been working on over the past couple weeks. I'm going to do a lot better about updating sooner, so I do apologize for the big break in between videos. But anyway, I've got a couple clips for you to see of when I was working on my bandana first, and let me know what you think. chicken battle. I've got this bandana I'm making, and it's about half the size I need it to be, and this is all of this yarn I have left, and this yarn is like 20 years old, and I have no idea where to even grab more of it. So I'm trying to decide what yarns I have and what could work for the rest of this bandana. I have a couple different options. I'm thinking a blue would be nice. I made my last bandana out of this blue and some white, and it turned out really pretty, but I don't have a lot of this blue either. So I'm thinking that's not really gonna work. I have this purple that I think would go really pretty with the bandana all together, but I don't think that's quite as good as just doing cream, because the cream and the bandana is already very, very similar. It's a lot closer than it would be if I just did pure white. So I think I'm gonna go with the cream, even though I think a pop of color with the blue or the purple would be really nice. Cream it shall be. That couldn't have ended at a better place. It's gonna end in cream and then start back with cream. And they're very similar, but it's different yarn. They're different yarn weights, which I'm a little worried about. But oh well. Oh well. Oh, this blue would be so pretty though. Oh, I won't do it. Oh, and the purple too. Nope, 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 nope. Do cream. Look how cute! I felt like the bottom was missing something since there's so much cream up here, and I thought it would be too cute not to put a little bow at the bottom. Let's see how this looks on. Excuse my cruddy bathroom lighting. It's cute! And a little bow. Let's see. See if you can see. It's cute! Oh! Oh, I like it. I didn't think I would like it, because when I put it on, it all like puffed out over here, and I thought it'd be way too big. This is cute! Oh! Oh yeah, that's cute. Here's the profile. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, I like it. And that's a wrap for right now. And you are caught up fairly enough with the crochet I've been working on. I will say I do post a lot of shorts about my crochet. In particular, I have been working on a winter scarf that is now finished and should be up by the time I get this posted. I've also been working on just my star blanket in general. If you're ever wanting a couple more updates from me, I would check out my shorts. But I wanted to give you a final look at the current progress of the star blanket since there is a bit of a gap from when I last filmed. I've not worked on it a ton. It is taking very long. I'm at the point in the pattern where doing a full round around the blanket is taking almost an hour, and I still have to go around the blanket probably 16 more times before I reach the full pattern length of the blanket. So I don't know if I've mentioned it before, the 6-day star blanket, the name comes from it taking about 6 days to make the baby blanket size. I'm making the full size using the Caron Perfect Color Phasing yarn. I'm double stranding it, and I'm alternating between a fur green and I think Orchid is the color of the pink color I'm using. So I started out the blanket with, let me show you. Excuse my desk, it's a mess of yarn at the moment, but I started out the blanket with the green of the fur color and the white of the Orchid color here, because they naturally fade from white to the color in the center. So I just pulled from the center of the green and used the outside of the pink in order to get a gradient that eventually fades from green and white to green and slightly pink, ever more pink, to this beautiful kind of, oh, what do you say, mint green, and just this light purple. It's so pretty. I love this part. It's my favorite in the blanket. And then it eventually fades to pink and just white, similar to here, because I run out of that ball. But I was missing a bit of contrast in the blanket. I felt like it was a little one tone just to have the green and the white and the pink and the white. So once I ran out of my first ball, this was one whole ball of yarn, I ended up alternating and choosing the dark green to go pull from the centers of both of my next skeins. And now I'm slowly fading back into that really pretty, what do you say, mint and the purple. So lovely. But I'm really liking the contrast that's giving. So I'm very curious to see how this blanket works. And I believe I've mentioned it before, but I know I didn't mention it here. It is a gift for one of my nieces. I've got quite a few nieces. The one in particular this is going to, she started college recently. I have another that started college, so stay tuned for the star blanket after this. It's going to take forever. But I'm making it the green and the pink purple because those are her favorite colors. But let me show you the full size of it. This is not finished, nowhere near, probably about halfway done. Halfway to the size I want it to be, and this yarn I will say is super soft. But I do recommend, if you ever use these Caron color phasing cakes, the yarn is so fragile, and I had to double strand it just to keep the blanket together, or else it would just completely fall apart. You can see me using it first in my other crochet video. I will link it below if you're interested for the part 1 of the star blanket. The part 1, I've just kind of been working on it on and off. But I do recommend double stranding it. I don't see how people just do a single strand of this. I've seen people do a single strand with very large hooks and make this entire blanket pattern. I don't know how. Maybe I got a bad batch of yarn, but I've used multiple skeins at this point, and they're all incredibly fragile, like truly almost like snapping butter. You can pull the yarn apart. It's awful, but it's so soft, and I love the color phasing, so double stranding it shall be. Oh, and I should also mention, I'm using this tiny hook for the entire blanket. It is a 4.5 millimeter hook, 4.25 millimeter hook. I've used it for the entire blanket because in the original McKnit pattern, she's the creator of the 6-day star blanket. She usually starts off the center of the blanket with a particular hook, and then she'll size up once she gets a couple rows in if the blanket's starting to warp a little bit. With mine is a tiny bit in the center just because the center tends to be a little tighter tension, but I didn't really care. I kind of like the idea of doing it all with this particular hook. And even Betty McKnit recommends sizing up your hook size, I think 2 sizes larger than your yarn size recommends, but I ended up going size smaller than my yarn, and I stay at this size for the entire blanket because I feel like it just makes a tighter knit and it'll keep the blanket together better. Since the pattern does have a lot of holes in it just naturally for the design, I don't want any kind of like fingers or toes getting stuck in them, so I figure keeping everything very compact and together is the best way to go for a blanket, and it makes them so much warmer, and I think will make them last a lot longer because the fibers and the stitches won't get pulled apart and stretched over time quite as much as in a blanket with a larger hook size would. Because you think these are going to be heavy blankets and they're going to go through a lot of love, a lot of use. I know the one I already have gets a lot of, I wouldn't say wear. My cats have definitely pulled stitches out of it, which I'm very upset about. But let me show you what the blanket's looking like right now. Alrighty, ignore the PJs. But this is, let me find the beginning here, the current size of the blanket. Oh, that's nice. I've not even seen it all together. Let me bring you down a little bit. This, let me step all the way back, is how big it is. Ooh, I love that contrast border. I've not seen it pulled open before. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, but that's what it's looking like so far. I'm very excited. Oh. I've not worked on this project, if I'm being honest, in probably, excuse the squeaky chair, like 3 weeks. So and I haven't, I'm getting excited for it. I need to get back into my crochet, even though I've been wanting to get into my writing again. Which, sorry if you're looking for a writing update, it's been a little bit. I've been working on rereading a short story that I wrote. It's the one about the dogs, if you're familiar with my writing content here, which I've only posted a little bit of. It doesn't get a lot of attention, even though I want that to be my main content here, but we'll figure that out later. I've been working on that. I finally finished the read-through of it today, actually. While I was at work, I took a lunch and went and sat at a coffee shop in the square, and I finished reading it, and I've got so many unfortunate ideas of how to fix it. I thought it was pretty much done, at least done as far as Newbie, when she first wrote it 4 or 5 years ago at this point for a college assignment, yada yada. So I've got a lot of work on that to do. Writing a vlog, maybe a writing challenge coming up. We'll see. We'll see when I get a day off. But anyway, I just wanted to catch you up on my crochet. Hope you liked the more montagey style this time, not a lot of updates. There's really not a whole lot to say when I'm crocheting other than I'm just crocheting, which I also wasn't feeling very chatty when I filmed these clips and made these projects. But I love my bandana I made. I've not worn it to work quite yet, but I'm planning on it very soon, possibly tomorrow, not sure. My coworker Laura, who I made the chicken pot holder for, she loved it. She immediately lit up. Laura's not the kind of person to really show a lot of enthusiasm, but her saying she liked it, it was a huge compliment. I'm sure you know the type of person like that where they do, I don't know. She's kind of a sourpuss, but she's got a good heart to her, and she really loved the pot holder. She's a very down-to-earth country kind of lady. She lives on a farm, same as me. When I was trying to think of a gift for her, because I think everyone deserves a gift for their birthday, when I was trying to think of a gift for her, I knew I didn't want to just buy her something that, like a card, which is fine. A card is lovely. A card shows that you put in effort, but I wanted to make her something that she could get practical use out of, because she seems more like that kind of lady. She likes to, I don't know a whole lot about Laura. I know she likes canning, like canning vegetables and jams and stuff like that. So I thought, well, I need to make her something practical, possibly something kitchen themed. So I chose some chicken pot holders because I really love my chickens. You've probably seen some clips of chickens in my videos. I do like my chickens quite a bit. I've got some roosters, they are adorable. Anyway, I made that pot holder, which turned out wonderful. I plan on making them for everybody in my family because they turned out so cute. I have a lot of extra yarn. I just used, I don't even remember what the yarn's called. It's a cotton yarn. I chose cotton yarn because since it is a pot holder, it's going to be touching, well, hot surfaces. I didn't want to use an acrylic because that would melt. So I chose a cotton yarn, I think peaches and cream, that's what it is. I chose peaches and cream yarn. You can use whatever colors you want. I found a pattern online. I'll link it down below as well if I remember to. Hopefully I remember to. If I don't, let me know and I will find it and link it. Everything's just kind of going a little slow. Been in a bit of a writing slump. Work's been a little out of hand at the moment. Got a lot of coworker drama, but nothing new there. But I've just been trying to find the quiet moments to sit down and kind of make something with my hands. Do something that feels productive, that isn't just sitting around watching YouTube or I don't know, just loafing around, which isn't terribly like me, but I have noticed more and more I've been kind of dead to the world, and it feels nice to do something. It feels nice to do something like crochet or knit and just make something that you can have tangible evidence of your efforts, such as a blanket or a potholder or a bandana that's stinking cute that I can wear all the time to work if I want, and it kind of matches my hair, which is lovely. So anyway, I've been very rambly. Didn't plan on being this rambly here at the end. I've not been rambling through this entire video, so sorry about the lack of updates. But we get to chat here a little bit. I'm going to be better about updating. And yeah, well, that's all I had for you today. Sorry for the long wait. I'm going to be working on that, being more consistent. Maybe at least once a week is the goal. Once every 2 weeks at the most. I hope you have a lovely day. Let me know what you're working on. Do you knit? Do you crochet? Do you have any kind of projects that you're very passionate about right now? I hope you have a lovely day or night whenever you're watching this, and wishing you well with all your crochet projects, and I will talk to you later. Have a lovely day.